We all have a kind of madness within us that, if we allow it, will drive us to unreasonable behavior, drive us to do things that are ultimately not in our own self-interest. What exact shape that madness takes depends upon each individual person, and each individual person's unique psychology, and who we really are deep down. But that madness it's a facet of who we are. It's not something that can ever really be excised or defeated. It's just a part of who we are that acts against our own self-interest. It could be anger, it could be envy, it could be gluttony, it could be any character flaw, it could be even something more that's not necessarily as much of a character flaw in and of itself, but something like obsession, an unrelenting obsession that just causes us to fixate on things far beyond what's actually helpful and healthy. But whatever shape that madness takes, it is a sort of flaw that reflects its flawed light onto us from the deepest parts of our own psyche, and the only way to ultimately overcome it, at least from day to day, from one day to the next, because it can't truly be overcome in the sense of being defeated or removed. It's just a part of who we are. But the only way to really overcome it consistently is to recognize it and try to learn as much as we can about that part of ourselves and study that aspect of ourselves as best as we can, and in so doing try to reach some kind of accord with that quality, that facet of ourselves that is so potentially dangerous. It isn't necessarily a bad thing, whatever it is, even if it is something that's more generally thought of simply as a flaw, something like rage or overwhelming guilt, something that some psychic wound that we've suffered in the past that haunts us and leads us to make the same kind of mistakes over and over again. Even if it's something like that we don't necessarily think of as having any good qualities to it, we can transform it into a good thing if we study it, learn as much as we can about it, and transform it into something useful and good.